throwing that card around like, I take care of
It's
you.
supposed to be a partnership.
I take care. Guess what, baby?
It's supposed to be a partnership.
And I wrote you a check out for a year on the mortgage. You didn't want to take it, which leads me to believe that you play the money card to put me in my place.
If you've been following Married to Medicine, you already know that the relationship between Quad Webb and Dr. Simone Whitmore has been through its fair share of ups and downs. At one point, they were close friends, sharing laughs, gossiping, and standing side by side. However, somewhere along the way, things began to change, and this season, the tension between them has reached a point that is unlike anything we've seen before.
It is amazing to me at times how disconnected my husband is from what a marriage should look like, what it should feel like, what actually needs to be invested in order for it to continue to grow and be fruitful.
For weeks now, there has been an underlying sense of drama brewing between the two of them. The subtle jabs, the side comments, and the quiet moments when you could feel something wasn't quite right, these small signs have now come to the surface. While we could pretend that this big argument between them appeared out of nowhere, the truth is that the cracks in their relationship have been forming for quite some time. This season, those cracks have turned into full-blown earthquakes, and the fallout is something none of us were prepared for. It all started when Quad began pulling away from the group, whether intentionally or not. Simone quickly picked up on this shift, and to her, it wasn't just space, it felt like Quad was avoiding the group entirely. The women had always been close-knit, even through their usual drama. So Quad's absence began to feel more like rejection than just a personal choice to step back. At first, Simone didn't make a big deal out of it. She let it slide, but as time passed, she couldn't ignore the growing distance. Quad wasn't showing up as much, and when she did, she seemed to be there physically but emotionally checked out. For someone like Simone, who values honesty and loyalty, this behavior was unacceptable. Simone is the type of person who won't sit quietly if something is bothering her, and so she began calling out Quad on her actions. She questioned why Quad seemed to be distancing herself and why she was acting as though she didn't need the group. At first, Simone's comments were subtle, just lighthearted jabs here and there. But as Quad continued to brush them off, Simone's patience started to wear thin. The tension only grew when the other ladies started noticing the change in Quad's behavior. Some sided with Simone, agreeing that Quad had been acting aloof and distant. Others defended Quad, saying she had her own reasons for stepping back. But either way, it was clear that the group was starting to divide. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. What started as a normal heated conversation between Simone and Quad escalated quickly.
Probably is a lot for him to see me being happy and have a handsome man who's young and strong. And should I not be allowed to say those things because my ex-husband is sitting here with his new wife? Nobody didn't have that type of grace for me when they was parading around.
It all went down at a group gathering, as these things tend to do. You know how it goes. Everyone tries to be polite at first, but once the drinks start flowing, the gloves come off. This time, Simone had enough. She finally confronted Quad directly, saying, "You've been giving us your ass to kiss," and it was obvious that hit a nerve. Quad fired back immediately, saying, "Excuse me, who exactly have I been kissing up to? Because it sure hasn't been you." The room went silent. It was one of those moments where you could feel the shift in the air, and you knew there was no going back. Simone wasn't finished. She accused Quad of acting like she was too good for the group, like they were just extras in the Quad Webb show. Quad wasn't having it though. She responded, "I don't have time for these fake accusations. If I wanted to distance myself, trust me, you wouldn't see me at all." The atmosphere in the room was thick with tension, and the other women didn't know whether to intervene or just sit back and watch the fireworks. Just when you thought the situation couldn't get any worse, the Married to Medicine reunion trailer gave us a glimpse of what was to come. And let me tell you, it's a storm. If you thought Quad and Simone were done after that explosive argument, think again. The teaser for the reunion dropped just enough chaos to show us that the drama was far from over. Andy Cohen, as always, played the peacemaker, but let's be real, he was just there for the drama, just like the rest of us. The tension between Quad and Simone had been building for so long, and there was no way they were going to sit on that reunion couch without clashing once again.
Not changed.
Yeah, I just turned around and made sure he didn't say shut the f up to you.
If you would have told me that that was going to happen last night, I would have been like, whoa.
One of the most anticipated moments of the reunion is the continuation of their explosive argument. The unfinished business from their previous fight spills over, and this time, neither of them is holding anything back. Simone accuses Quad of acting like she's above the group, while Quad comes out swinging with her own accusations. Simone cuts through the chaos, telling Quad that she alienates herself and then acts like the victim. Without missing a beat, Quad fires back, saying, "Oh, so now I'm the problem? Maybe take a look at who's actually been stirring the pot, Simone." The tension was palpable, and even the other cast members didn't know whether to step in or let them fight it out. But the moment that really had everyone talking? When Quad stood up, threw her hands in the air and said, "I'm not about to keep explaining myself to people who don't even listen." It was pure storming off the set energy, and if you know anything about Married to Medicine reunions, when things get to that point, it's serious.
Talking about material things when I'm telling you about appreciation.
And I'm telling you, you didn't appreciate that.
If you want to make this a monetary thing, love is not a monetary thing.
When you say I
need
don't
to get
appreciate
that. Love is being connected with a person. Please hear me.
You ain't connecting
Love
with
is
me
being-
when I do stuff for you and you don't admit
You're
it.
talking about
That ain't connecting with
things.
me. When I'm out here busting my ass all the time working and I'm paying all these bills and I'm paying and taking care of you, I've been taking care of you since the day I met you.
But hold up, this isn't just about one argument. This fight is part of a much bigger issue. The real question is it really about Quad distancing herself? Or is there something deeper at play here? Quad has been doing her own thing lately, starting new relationships, making business moves, and generally stepping back from the group's drama. Simone, on the other hand, has always been someone who values loyalty and friendship. To her, Quad's actions don't scream loyalty at all, they scream, "I'm too good for you now." Let's not forget the elephant in the room, outside relationships. Quad has been seeing someone new, and that has definitely shifted her focus. Meanwhile, Simone has stayed loyal to certain cast members, and that only deepens the divide. The real question remains, can they fix this, or is this the end of their friendship? We've seen fights before on Married to Medicine, but there's something different about this one. Friendships have survived worse arguments, but the fallout between Quad and Simone feels different, and it's hard to see how they'll bounce back from this. If the reunion is any indication, neither one of them is backing down. The fan base of Married to Medicine has been vocal about this situation. As soon as the episode aired, social media erupted. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, you name it, fans were sharing their opinions. Some are Team Simone, agreeing that she was just speaking the truth when she called out Quad. These fans feel that Quad has been distant, acting like she's above everyone else. One Twitter user wrote, "Simone was saying what the rest of the ladies were too scared to say. Quad wants to show up when it benefits her, but when it's time to bond, she's MIA. Call it out, sis." Many fans agree with this sentiment, saying that Quad only shows up when it's convenient for her, and Simone finally called her out for it. On the other hand, there are fans who support Quad. They feel Simone went too far, accusing her of being unnecessarily messy. Some believe Simone wasn't trying to resolve anything, but just wanted to create drama. One Reddit user argued, "Simone needs to stop acting like she's the victim. She's been shady towards Quad for seasons, and now she's mad that Quad doesn't care anymore." Some fans even think Simone was intentionally poking at Quad, knowing it would get a reaction. Reality TV thrives on loud arguments and drama, so this situation is no exception. But the biggest debate remains, who's in the wrong here? Is it Quad for distancing herself? Or is Simone at fault for how she handled the situation? The internet is split, and fans are eager to pick a side. So where does this leave Quad and Simone? Is there a chance for them to reconcile? Or is this the beginning of the end for their friendship? As much as we've seen fights come and go on this show, this one feels different. It has the potential to be the moment when a friendship officially dies. The question is, what's next? Will they talk things out, or is this the start of a bigger divide in the group? The other ladies are already starting to pick sides, so could this split the group in two? And, of course, what new drama will unfold from this situation? At the end of the day, we're all just waiting to see how this all plays out. What do you think? Was Simone justified, or did Quad get unfairly attacked? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today, but we'll see what happens next.